Hello, I'm Minjung Lee. So, this is my second time introducing Korean culture. Today, I want to introduce to you about Korea's main palace, Gyeongbok Palace. First, let's look at the map. The Gyeongbok Palace is really huge, so I'm going to divide it into two parts. In the part 1, we will look through the red route. Now, let's start from the gate, Gwanghwamun. Gwanghwamun or Gwanghwa Gate is the main gate of the Gyeongbok Palace. The Gwanghwamun, which is in front of the palace now, is the reconstructed version, and it is because it was destroyed when Japanese colonized Korea. The Gwanghwamun is really big, and it has three paths, which was for king and officials. Let's begin the guide inside the palace. Before we go in, let's look at the bridge. It is called Yeongjegyo. Every palace has a bridge. The reason is that because king was believed to be chosen by heaven, people thought that king's holy area and normal people's area should be divided.
These animals are the ones located in the side of the bridge. These are imaginary animals called cholok. They were believed to chase away evil spirits or people. Before we take a look at the main building, let's look at the courtyard. It is very huge. It was a place where kings held ceremonies and met and welcomed ambassadors. These tile stones are rough as you see, and it is because of few reasons. First of all, so that the sun does not reflect to king's eyes. Second, so that officials walk slowly and show their manners. And lastly, so that if it rains, it does not make puddles. As you can see, there are stones on the side of the path. What is it? As I said, this courtyard is for big ceremonies. So these stones tell officials where to stand. On each stone, there is a name of the rank, so that officials of that rank stand beside it. It is called 품계석. Look at the path over here. It has three parts. Each side was for officials and the middle, which is the highest, was for kings. The reason why there are two paths for the officials is because at that time they were divided into military and civil officers. At last, we're here to go on the staircase. Oh, there's something stuck in the middle of the staircase. Actually, it was a path which kings sat on chairs went past, and servants carried the chair, walking on the small stairs here. Also on the path, there are two carvings of imaginary birds called ponghwang. It is like a phoenix and it represents the king. This building is called Gyeonggbok. It was the main building in the Gyeongbok Palace. As I mentioned, it was used for formal ceremonies and big events. Inside the building, you can see a folding screen behind the king's throne. It has to follow the king all the time. Even when the king is buried, it was buried with the king. So this folding screen is called 일월오봉병. The representation is still not clear, but to explain one version, in the picture the sun represents the king and the moon the queen. The pine trees represent faithful officers, and 5 mountains represent Korea's 5 main mountains, and the sea represents Korean people. You can see the paint used to paint the palace. It is called 단청. There are a lot of symbols for the color. First is the natural resource. Also, there are compass-like representation. It also was related to the season. So these were colors with a lot of reasons in them. And it was used, and we still use these colors for many things. This net here is called bushi. It is under the roof of palace buildings. This net protects tancheong, the paint, and woods from harmful creatures. For example, birds. If there are no nets, bird might build a nest. So people covered wooden buildings with nets. This is tumu. It contained water in the past, so it served for two reasons. First of all, if there was fire in the wooden palace, the water would help extinguish it. Also in the past, people believed in fire spirits, and they believed that when fire spirits come, they will see their own ugly reflection and get scared and run away.